Welcome back. Just going to shoot a quick video. I actually wanted to do an update since I did the review on this van. When I got to a certain point of mileage, I think like when I said 5,000 miles or whatever it was, I never got a chance to do that. And I recently was asked, what did I do for lighting in this thing? And I figured this is a good time to actually show you that. So what I did was, I managed to install a strip of LED lighting in here, which you could see right at the very top here. Now this is just your standard double row LED tape. I've used this in a variety of projects. And this is just one span. I'll zoom in here and show you. It starts all the way there at the bulkhead, just above the actual mesh partition. And then it breaks in the middle here. I just soldered two sections together. You can see there's the wires right there. And I ran that all the way up to the end over here. Now there is one little bit of slop, I'll show you that. Right here at the very end, you can see the red power cable and the black ground wire. The very end over there where that black gook is, that's actually liquid electrical tape, and I just stuffed that on there just to protect the ends from getting all nasty. But I just soldered a set of wires on there. Now unfortunately, when I mounted this, the red wire just got stressed a little bit and popped off. So what I ended up doing is just using the very next connection up there, which of course all the positives and negatives on here are just hooked up in series the whole way through, so you can actually use any connection point you'd wish. And then we just have a little mounting plate at the top over here. You can see where I actually just put a little screw in here with a little eye connection, and that's just where the actual ground is. It's grounded right to the body. And then you can see I ran the wire up through there. Now I won't go in the van and show you, but that wire does run through here. You can see the yellow in here. I put some of that sleeving on there just to protect it. And it goes all the way through to the side over here where I have a switch. Now this is temporary. I don't intend on keeping it this way, but there's a little mounting plate back here, and we just have a little zip tie in here just to hold it in spot. And since this is a lit switch, it needs its own ground. So at this point, the power cable for the positive goes up, the other power cable and the ground wire goes down through this column and back here. Now I'll move this big jumper cable out of the way and some other things here, and I'll show you. Hopefully you could see, maybe you could see, possibly not, but back here there is a 12-volt power connection. Unfortunately my shelves kind of hide it a little bit, but trust me, it is back there. You can barely just see the white lettering on it. And since I can't really reach that, I decided to utilize it. Now there is a door right here. I'll pop open. And I just have enough room in here. And you can see that yellow wire. And this is the end that was at the back of that. I just simply popped it off. And I'll undo the tape here. Hopefully I can do this one-handed, so you can really get an idea how I did this, since I was asked. And there's just two spade connectors in here. I'll pop one of them out. I should pull straight out. Maybe I won't be able to get it out. But anyway, it's just two spade connectors, and they're soldered on the end of the wire here. And I put heat shrink on top just to keep it nice and neat. So that's the positive and negative from the van. It goes right out, up this wire, through the column here, out to the switch, and then up to the light. What does it look like, you ask? Well, when we flip the switch on, it glows blue. And we come in here, we can see it is quite bright. Now, of course, it's daylight out right now. But if I back up here and zoom out, you can see it does light very well. In fact, what I will do is I'll come out here when it gets dark, and I'll take a picture just to show you what it looks like. Night and day difference. You can see the standard bulbs in the back there. This is the only form of lighting this van came with. You can get an LED option from the factory, but I believe all they do is just take that incandescent bulb out and replace it with LED, which still doesn't help me very much. But this does fit the bill. It's quite bright. Now, why is this switch temporary? Well, what I do intend on doing is actually running a regular power cable from the battery back here. And if I open up one of my drawers here, I should have someplace in here, yep, a fuse block. So I'm going to run maybe an 8 gauge or 4 gauge, I'm not sure what size yet, but I'm going to run a wire up to here, put a ring terminal on it, and then you get what is there, 12. It looks like there's 12 circuits here altogether. I'm not going to use all 12, obviously, but then you would just insert a standard bleed fuse depending on how much amperage you need. And this guy's probably going to mount down here, maybe up here, just someplace where it's out of the way but still able to be accessed. And what I would like to do is put this on some kind of a remote system. I already looked into it. There's a 4-channel remote I'm looking at, and what I'd like to do is out of those 4 channels, the interior lights here will be channel 1. Channel 2, 3, and 4 will be exterior lights. So I'm probably going to mount maybe inside here and there in the corners just little LED floodlights that would face down. So when I'm working out the back of the van here, this whole area will be lit up. And I also intend on doing the same thing in the corners up here and have them shine down. So this would be, let's say, channel 2, channel 3 on the other side, channel 4 in the back. And that also will give me the option to have power back here in case I want to hook up, you know, an inverter or anything like that. I'd also be able to undo this, put this back on that socket. That socket could be utilized for something else. I did actually have a small power inverter back here, just temporarily hooked up. Again, that's something I'd like to mount onto this wall. And if we look in here, we can see where the connection is, and then further up here, this is where they tapped in and connected the harness for the trailer hitch in the back here. So that would actually be a pretty good thing to get onto its own separate circuit too. As for the shelves and bins, these work great. This is the master rack system. I may have showed this all before, but there's one of the utility carriers in the back. We have the partition inside, and then we also have, of course, the racks and bins. Now, I mentioned I had to get these separate because they didn't include it when I first purchased it. I was owed those. Luckily, they brought them in to the dealer. I had to pick them up separately, as well as the little hooks back here. So everything is nice and complete. I did shoot a video on this, but it was one of those Facebook exclusive things, and I only have a few dozen followers on Facebook as compared to the near 400 subscribers I have on this channel now, so nobody really got to see it. Also, if you are considering buying this van, I would make the suggestion to getting an upgrade from the actual mesh partition here and going with a enclosed partition, just simply because when all these tools are rattling around, it does get a little bit noisy back here, and it would be nicer to have it enclosed. I can tell you from having the air conditioning cranked, you open up these back doors and that air definitely hits you back here. So to keep the cabin up front cooler or warmer, it would make more sense to have that enclosed. But then again, it's not necessary. It is nice having the option to using bungee cords. As you can see, I got one stretched a cord across there. I can actually just put stuff up there and tie it up to that bulkhead and actually keep it nice and secure. Anyway, guys, that's all I really have for this video. I just wanted to do that quick update. The little remote control system, that should be an upcoming video once I actually get all the parts. There is quite a bit involved in it. It's probably not going to happen this year because it's going to start getting into the fall now, and I don't know how much time I'm going to be able to work on all this stuff. I am more of a summer guy. Anyway, we'll see you guys next video. Thanks for watching.